A very, very good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and whoever is joining in today. I'm Rachit Mathur, founder and CEO in Shiftz. And today we have a very, very special episode of Leaders Podium powered by Shiftz. We have a leader of the hospitality industry, Chef Davinder Kumar, joining us today. Sir, thank you so much for joining me today. Sir needs no introduction. He is a renowned name when it comes to hospitality industry in India and a lot of parts of the world. Sir is also the president of Indian Culinary Association and also an author of many, many renowned food and culinary books. Sir, it's an honor and a privilege to have you with us join on our podcast today. So thank you so much. And I'm sure in this interaction, a lot of hospitality enthusiasts, aspirants, and people who are in the industry will learn a lot from your wisdom. So thank you so much. As we begin, sir, my first question to you is because you are a pioneer of this industry. You're a pioneer of culinary art, as we call it. Back then, when you decided that you want to step into this industry, what were the deciding factor? Ki, I would want to be a chef and take up a career in this industry.
At the outset, like to thank you, Rajat, for inviting me to be part of this interview talk. And I'm equally honored and privileged to share my experience and knowledge. Now, your question of me joining as this industry, and that in particular, chef, of course. Way back in 70s, this profession was, there was a transformation going on in this profession because this profession wasn't so much recognized during these days as much as today. Having graduated from Delhi University, I was looking for a professional course, and I was introduced in the hospitality industry. And I was quite fascinated, and I joined at that time the Oberoi Intercontinental Delhi, where my boss, in fact, Mr. Meridien Kumar Oberoi, there I got fascinated by this industry, and especially culinary art. Why culinary? Because I was looking for a profession where I could, learn the talent. Talent, it's something which remains with you till the end. That's talent and knowledge. So of course, my colleagues, my friends were opting for medicine. Some were becoming engineer, some doctors, and CA and so on. But I opted for this because I was looking at this profession in the very long term. Because that time, as I said, hotels were very limited. The kitchens were primarily dominated by foreigners, you see, because we did not have expertise, you see. And more so, when we talk about kitchen operations at that time, it was again dominated by masters, those that time they were called khanzamas,
Okay.
Where they took art from their parents and grandfather and so on. So this was something because you will find 1 out of 51 educated. It was in the 1970s when there was a transformation that people like us, educated, started joining this profession, this industry, and especially in particular culinary. That time until today, there has been a tremendous growth.
I'm sure, and I think it's such a fascinating profession and such a this thing, an art, because every palette is very different. Every individual is very different, and especially when you have such a high pressure job, because I keep following you. You are serving some amazing dishes to the dignitaries of who's who of the world. So matching their palate, matching their taste. I think it's such a fascinating, but yet such a intriguing and such a challenging job at the same time, because I think food is something which is so close to everybody's heart. and especially in a lot of families, especially in my family, and I know in your family also, our day starts with food and it ends with food, and it's always revolving around food. And one wrong dish can just, ruin the entire experience of a particular night. So talking about that, sir, I really wanted to understand, and also for our listeners, that how do you describe a particular day for yourself and for your team? What does a typical day for you look like?
Well, it's a long day, no doubt. As one would say, before joining the industry, one thing you are taught that, long hours.
Hmm.
This industry does demand long hours, in the sense that, of course, over the years, when you grow up, you achieve higher positions, and
Hmm.
your day is very much structured, right? I,
Hmm.
being head of the department and having a force of about 200 people,
Wow.
I have to have a very organized day for myself.
Hmm.
Right, starting in the morning around 9 o'clock, and 9:30 we have a morning meeting, and then my round starts. I take kitchen round because
Oh,
as a chef, because being as a leader, being as the number one position of the culinary section, and when you have more than 15, big kitchens
hmm.
spread out with so many operations going on. So it's very important that I take a round and I must know what is happening behind the counter. It's
Hmm.
very important. It's just like when you have a kitchen, everything is visible. But
Hmm.
beyond that, that's where I need to do that, because I need to take rounds of cold storages,
Wow.
deep freeze, like kitchens, in terms of the mesoplast in the sense that, the ingredients, the prep, what are lying there. And then after taking round, then my morning meeting is here with the chefs, where we do detailing, because one of the important key to success in this culinary profession is eye to detailing is very, very important.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Very, very important. I think I that's my forte. I truly believe in that.
Yeah.
That eye to detail mean detailing is very, very important. That makes your work easier, makes your work the way you want. There is a consistency, there is a quality. So having that, then of course I have a morning meeting, then I have my follow up on my emails, and then my dictations, and
Oh,
then we get into again own rounds because lunch starts,
yeah.
then again into operations, and then once lunch is over, then again I have my briefings, right? Then I have a period set for myself is creativity and innovation.
Hmm.
I daily make sure that I spend minimum 2 hours reading or creating something new,
Wow.
because as a leader it's very important, because my job as one would say vice president of F&B production and or executive chef, it's all about ensuring that the food served in the hotel is as per standards, it's safe, it's quality is there, and where we have repeated clientele, we need to
Yeah.
engage clients. We need to, as an executive chef, or I'm responsible for smooth operations of the hotel, all
Hmm.
kitchen operations, menu planning, training, hiring, food promotions, developing new concepts is very, very important, very, very
Absolutely.
important,
Absolutely.
especially,
Absolutely.
yeah, hosting international food promotion. And the most thing is, developing individuals. I think,
Hmm.
it's very, very important as a leader, that you need to make sure that whatever is your goal or objective, it's a attain and management objective. It also involves your cost controls, which is a very important job function of any executive chef in the world.
Hmm.
That the cost of the food cost percentage is maintained,
Absolutely.
and yeah, and over and above, I think. the new thing which has added over the years is, of course, we are the indirect marketing people as chefs. As they say, every individual, I mean, most of the individual, I would say that they like to have a direct contact with the chefs, you see. So chefs are equally, they are not only chefs, they are financial controller, they are cost controller, they are, they are into marketing, they are into sales and marketing. They are the ambassador of the hotel, because uh, the face of the food and beverage is the chef, always in any
Absolutely.
organization. So
Absolutely.
yeah, here I like to Rachit mention is that role. I'm sure I don't know whether you have that question, but I can reply. That things have changed over the years. You see, what to tell you that at the time we joined this profession, we were like behind the curtain always, because this profession wasn't so much recognized as much as today. Today, chefs are the decision maker in any organization.
Absolutely.
They are the top list. So those days when we were not allowed to go in the front of the area, it's vice versa today. We are the face of the hotel. We
Yeah.
are the face of the food and beverage department. It's the chef who creates a brand for any food and beverage at the hotel. So there
Absolutely.
have been,
Absolutely.
yeah. So education has come in. You see, uh, uh, earlier probably education wasn't so much required as much today,
True.
because science has come into the food
Yeah.
also.
Yeah. Yeah.
Art and science both. Yeah, you
Absolutely.
can see that. Yeah, you can see how much uh, you know uh, uh, internet, art, media, social media influences today the business.
Absolutely.
So
I
yeah,
think even
yeah.
the
So
consumer has become very aware of, because of all the options now they have. So I think they are also becoming very demanding, as a set of consumers now.
here I like to say that customer has always been demanding.
Hmm.
The change has been that their expectations have gone high.
Hmm.
Number one. Number two, being a very correctly you say that today customer is very well aware. Absolutely right. Let's say if you're coming to Meridien to book a party or to have a meal at La Meridien, New Delhi, and you are well traveled, as Rachit Mathur,
Hmm.
you are well traveled, you are well, you know what trends are going on. So those days have gone today, uh, because there was a time we served what we wanted,
Yeah,
but today we serve what the customer
the
wants.
customer wants.
So
Absolutely.
that's another. Yeah. So as Richard Mathur coming into the hotel, I'll take your example.
Hmm.
You being a connoisseur of the food and the industry, you would certainly expect warm hospitality. You would certainly bet good service. You would certainly bet a good food. You know, food. You'll obviously you will look at value for money. More than that, it's all about experience today.
Yeah, absolutely.
You
Absolutely.
can have you can have same fish and chips sitting in Gurgaon, but why should you come to Le Meridien? Because of various other factors which do impact customers. It's very important to engage a customer today.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, yes. So, sir, couple of questions which are going on in my mind. But as
Yeah,
as
please.
we as we as we spoke about the changing dynamics and especially the customer needs, handling such a big team of 200 plus people, having so much responsibility around on your shoulders, because as you said, chefs have become the front runners of a hotel or any in the hospitality industry, because an experience or the ambience, I think a customer will go once, but what pulls them back again and again is the kind of food they are being served. If the food's not nice, if the way of presentation is not nice, everything falls flat. So that and as we spoke about, the customers being so aware and everything. So, sir, I'm sure that handling such a big team, having so many different restaurants which are a part of Le Meridien, which you are taking care of, plus other engagements also. what are some of the common challenges which you face in your role, and how do you overcome them? Because there's so many different dynamics and so many different moving parts which are going along. So to make sure everything is moving in sync, I think it's a pretty tough and a challenging, day-to-day job.
I think there are two things, it's always I look at it. Managing customer and managing the team. We should not forget that our strength is our people. It's a people service-oriented industry.
Yeah.
Not machines cook and serve.
Yeah.
It's all human touch. It's all about human touch. So I think it's first of all is very important to ensure that you know your clientage, you know what type of clients you have. It's very important, very very important. That you need to engage them. You see, especially post COVID, what happened is that why should customer? But when you have so many options before you, there was a time it reminded me during Asian Games. I don't know whether you were born at that time or not. A lot of hotels came during Asian Games, and everybody was very suspectical. What's going to happen with so many hotels? You see, then we run short of them also. Then many more came. Then Aero City is a hub of hotels, where every doorstep you have a hotel, So the challenge comes is that how do I get business? How do I retain Mr. Rachit Mathur because he has 100 options.
Multiple options. Yeah.
It's all about exceeding expectations. It's all about create an experience for the customer. It's all about maintaining top standards in our field. And in our culinary field, let me tell you one thing, the most important thing here comes is that people get bored very fast.
Absolutely.
Unlike fashion and unlike music, let me look at fashion, you see. People get very bored seeing the same design in the window. Likewise, in the food also, people want change. People want different. People want something. They want to experiment, especially these elements of millennials today.
Yeah, absolutely.
You see, millennials, you don't find number of. I think I'm making the correct statement that in hotels you don't find too many youngsters coming. They want to go into a different, the bar and lounge and very lively places, where they can, experience something new. It's not that dal makhni they are looking at it. They are looking at something else. They are looking at, Tex-Mex. They are looking at, tapas. They want, funky food. They want music. They want liveliness. There's no serious dining. But of course, likewise, you see, it's very important. One element here, I'd like to mention here, that with so many restaurants have come up in city, today, Delhi is a hub of restaurant. It's a culinary destination today, right? Where so much of diversity in population and cuisine. It's very challenging for us as a hotel people to ensure customer enters our hotel also, because all around my Meridien also there are so many restaurants. Why should Rakesh Mathur eat a pasta in the hotel which is double the price, and pizza triple the price? Why not across the street? Absolutely. So A could be status, right? There are so many other factors that we need to. So continuous upgradation, consistent quality, right? And innovation, right?
Yes.
It's very, very important to engage. And you got to keep, those days have gone, as I said, you serve what I have, take it or leave it. You can't do that attitude, because you go to the next, 100 options, whether it's food, whether it's automobile, or it's anything today. So it's a very it's a healthy competition.
Yeah. And I think
So,
it's a very
and
consumer-driven market right now. So you have to only serve what the consumers are wanting, and plus be ahead of the game also by while doing the same.
and secondly, your question, second part, one I said customer, second is the talent.
Hmm.
The biggest challenge today is getting the right talent.
Yeah.
Secondly, retaining the talent.
Hmm.
There are two very aspects.
Hmm.
As very rightly you said that today's youngsters, you know, they are very clear about them.
Yeah.
Those days have gone that whatever we offer, they'll accept it. No, they come prepared.
Hmm.
But this is my package. This is what I expect. This is what I. These are the privileges. They look, ask for what are my privileges? What is my growth?
Yes.
Well, where am I going to reach after 5 years from now?
Yeah.
So retention, retaining youth, retaining a talent is a biggest challenge.
Hmm.
Hunting for a talent is another challenge.
Yeah.
You see, so both challenges you can only maintain because money is, of course, important.
Hmm.
Money, you cannot live without money. So, but there are many various factors which which help retain youth or as anybody. Look at me. I take my own example.
Yeah.
I always tell my chefs who are working with me, my deputy, I said, put yourself into employee shoes. You'll have all the answers.
Absolutely. And I think as you rightly said that money is an important part, but what we are seeing in the youth as a hospitality staffing platform is that that money can be a puller, but it's not a keeper. So what I mean by that okay, you will opt for a job which is obviously paying you well, but you would want to stick around in a job which is making you grow as a person. So I think learning and development, creative growth, because I speak to a lot of youth and I see every 6 months, 10 months, 11 months, they are moving jobs. And it's not an incremental in salary growth, which they are sort of taking. But I think probably they want to grow as individuals. They get very bored if they're stuck at a particular position. So I think, yeah, so I think that's a big factor which we are seeing in today's youth, which also brings me to my next question, sir, is that, in this particular field, and as you said that, we don't serve dal makhni, or younger generation is not coming looking at dal makhni anymore. So which big and you gave the example of Tex-Mex cuisines and whatnot in the world we are getting, because I remember when we were growing up, you know going out meant three things: either you go out for Indian food, South Indian food, and Chinese food. Then came the time of pizzas, burgers, and everything. But for a long period of time, you had these three things. In Indian, obviously, you had three, four options, which everybody would used to take, but and combination of those things. But now, obviously, there are thousands of other options, which makes me want to ask you, sir, is the creativity element in this field is very, very important. And I think creativity flows from top to down and from down to up also. So how do you make sure that such a large team which you are managing is creative enough, or they are learning new things, and they're adapting to new things, they're coming up with newer ideas? How do you ensure creative growth and creative learning in the team, in the overall setup, so that it doesn't look like a team which is not able to catch up with the new times?
Absolutely. I think a very good question from you. I think it's all about your mindset. You see, excellence is an attitude.
Hmm.
Remember, I always tell them that look, uh, you know, when we talk about excellence, very few people have that because I'm a great believer of in excellence myself. You see, because I like to present everything in the best of the best, best, better, and best again.
Yeah.
Better, best, and right. So it's a very very good question that people coming from various sphere of life, you don't have one community people, have diverse, you know. So the most important thing is changing their mindset.
Hmm.
I give an example. I I had a halwai. You know what halwai is? Indian
Yeah, yeah.
sweet man.
Yes, yes, yes.
He could make the best Indian sweet, but had no talent of presenting it.
Hmm.
I'm referring to that question, how I did it. So it was very hard to change his mindset.
Hmm.
He thought that it's only if it's rasmalai, you have to only sprinkle pistas, almonds, and
Hmm.
my. There's nothing I've ever seen. So it was the mindset which had to be changed. They look, boy, uh, I gave him an exposure. I sent him to Haldiram. I sent to very renowned
Hmm.
shops, Gurchini and people who are working on innovative sweets, modern twist. So you have to change their mindset. Secondly, they need exposure.
Hmm.
Nobody is born with that, knowledge.
Yeah.
You got to do that, right? And nobody is, studied in Cornell or Harvard, right? Harvard. So it's all about changing mindset, giving them the exposure, training them. It's just very important. This
Absolutely.
is one of the things which has worked for me to retain people.
Yeah.
That they see, but this is the organization which has a very progressive mindset.
Hmm.
This is the place to work because here is a growth.
Yeah.
Very rightly you mentioned that today it's a very important. So what I do is likewise there are so many things in the hotel which I start if I naming will take a lot of time, which have changed
Hmm.
by twisting their mindset.
Yeah.
It was very important.
Absolutely.
It was a, yeah, it was a, so it's all about presentation today.
Hmm.
Food, anything you take, whether you take shoes, clothes, you take, any damn thing, it's all about how you present.
Hmm.
But at the same time, my message to everyone, which I keep telling my young chefs, that continue upgrading, continue innovative, continue creative, but ensure that authenticity is not lost.
True.
What
Very
happens
right.
is that, it's just like that. I always give an example to youth when I give, a cut and conclave. I said, it's just like our own values.
Hmm.
How modern you may become,
Hmm.
you know, how modern Indian you may become, but you should not forget your values.
Absolutely.
You know, that's right. So likewise, I tell them, I said, you keep innovating, keep upgrading, come up, think out of the box,
Hmm.
think differently, but make sure that the rasmalai which you are making is is the best.
Yeah.
You may present it in a diamond plate, but if the rasmalai is not tasty, not properly made, so this applies to everything.
Hmm.
So I think it's very important that that's one which I tell them, and then I tell them why. You have to give them logic. Logic is uh, the trends.
Hmm.
Look at the way world is doing. If you look at West, amazing innovation.
Yeah.
Look at country like Japan. They are perfectionists. You see. The second thing I teach them that try and keep improving
Hmm.
because our thought process till now was only that we wanted to sell products only either in Delhi or NCR. But today, any manufacturer says that I want to sell my product even to Japan.
Globally. Yeah.
I mean, so that thought process is the main thing. It's your thought process which needs to be changed. The world will change, because you have to
Absolutely.
change.
Very well said. Very well said, sir. Very well said. Yes, yes, yes. And I think, as you rightly said that, now it's becoming a more of a global economy for us. And also for in the sense of culinary, right? We see a lot of fusion foods coming up, fusion Indian food, for example, coming up. And I say that, a lot of dishes we see these days, especially in the new age restaurants, I believe they were not even existent 10 or 8 years back. So I think, as you said, that there is so much creativity, there is so much evolving, which is continuously happening in this industry. And I think as a leader, what you mentioned, I think that's the essence of it. If you give the freedom, if you give the right support to the talent to try out new things, that okay, this is a way, for example, dal makhni is made, but yes, you have the freedom to try and make different variations of it. You never know what can be a hit. And I think 10 fails or 9 failures, but that one success they will always remember. And I think that's what it's important as an organization also to grow and flourish. Uh,
I would like to add here.
yeah.
Uh, I have a very experienced staff in me, and I have very young blood also. But mind you, young blood has more ideas. Because today's youth has a very different approach.
Yeah.
They may not be so much experienced. They may not have as much experience like you have or I have or anybody else, but they have a very different mind. The way they think. So that's where I need to involve them. The one philosophy, my style, I would say, not philosophy, which I adapt is in my management style is telling youth, go back home instead of wasting time on your net, this thing, mobile. Get onto net, search some good dishes, come back, try them. I give you that privilege with the area chef. Try them, taste them. They are good. We'll put it on the menu, so they will happy. Which probably a halwai or a tandoori cook who is not well educated cannot do it. But these people can do it.
Absolutely.
They can search. You can see on Pinterest. You can see on any site, Facebook. So many sites are available where you can get new ideas. But you have the masters with you. They are there to implement.
Absolutely. So, sir, one of the interesting topics or one of the important, interesting points which you actually made right now was that a lot of creativity is being driven by the younger generation. And that's where you are spending a lot of time in probably training them, mentoring them, and also grooming them, right? So, what I have also seen in this journey, and probably one of the reasons why it's being so, because, I feel that the younger generation which is coming in, are they want to take risks, and they are full of creativity, and they're not afraid of failure. So I think that is one of the biggest driving factors, that since if you're not afraid of failures, you will try new things, you will take the risk. And I think the risk capability in them has increased a lot. And if that is being appreciated by leaders like yourselves, then they will take more risk, they'll try out new things. And by doing that, I think the entire industry is bound to grow, because there are newer ideas which are coming up, newer better way of doing things are coming up, and more importantly, challenging the status quo. That is what's coming up. So I think it's better for the entire industry. It's bringing in a lot of freshness to this entire spectrum.
Yeah, only thing that the youth doesn't have patience. The only they want everything overnight.
Absolutely.
That's probably it's not their fault. It's all about exposure.
Yeah.
It's all about exposure. Today, a child of 10 year, 12 year has a mobile. Probably it took us many years to achieve that. So it's exposure again. And today, child says he wants mobile.
Yeah.
So father has to buy him his mobile. So I think these are the stages which are going to come. I don't know how the future is going to be looking, because with being impatient, something which I like to bring it to your notice is that being impatient, they are distracted also. One of the drawbacks, I must say that. I do come across, I do a lot of counseling to youth, and they are they are not focused, they are very distracted. They are distracted, they are very impatient, but they want everything on a plate.
Yeah.
You see, this is yeah. So this is a matter of concern, which I always tell them when I have a new batch of youngsters joining next month. So first thing I'm going to tell them this only. I said, look, as one would, we used to learn in our school days that Rome wasn't built overnight.
Yeah.
So that still applies, but they want quick promotion. They want everything quick. There's no harm. Today, I think the packages youth is getting today, the promotion they are getting, it's a change. It's a phase of life.
Absolutely.
And you will see many things happen. I think we also get used to it, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Over you.
Absolutely. So very, very interesting point you brought about is the change in dynamics which has happened over generations, right? From being a very patient generation, from people spending their entire life in one organization to now having a maximancy of 2 years in a particular job. So that's all evolving and everything. And somebody like you who has seen the industry so closely, probably has mentored so many people across it. You are actually, I have seen that because I know you personally. I've seen that personally when you enter into a hotel, which is not your hotel, but any other hotel or this thing, all the chefs or the management is coming, meeting you, they're touching your feet, they're seeking your blessings, because I think you have been a part of this industry so integrally, and you have seen this entire spectrum. So it's really amazing. And which brings to my next question also, sir. How, because you have seen the industry evolving from a long time, how do you, according to you, what is going to be the future of the industry? How do you see the future of the industry? That is my question, part one. And secondly, more importantly, what are the skills or the qualities you think are most favorable for aspiring chefs to be?
Good. I think industry is booming.
Hmm.
Tourism and hospitality. Future is fantastic.
Hmm.
You are going to see so much of growth in this industry. As
Yeah.
one industry which got badly hit during COVID,
Hmm.
it's, it's come back. It's going to come back.
Hmm.
Amazing opportunities for youth
Yeah.
in terms of career. As I earlier mentioned, that one of the challenges is getting the right talent,
Hmm.
and the second is retaining the talent.
Yeah.
Reason being demand and supply. Today, demand is tremendous, but there is no supply,
Hmm.
the right kind of people.
Yeah.
So, uh, I think the future, the growth is fantastic. I think in time to come, look at the way brands are growing. Today, nobody talks about one hotel; they talk about 100.
Hmm.
When you travel, I don't even
Yes.
know. I go to various cities. He says, "Acha, this is it's a Shiftz brand." Oh, like he said, we had 10 hotels, and we are coming with another 15 hotels in by within next 2 years.
Yeah.
So you have not one restaurant,
Hmm.
right? No, no, I have 20 restaurants.
20 restaurants.
I'm coming 10 more.
Yeah.
So that kind of growth is happening. Of course, going and coming shut. Restaurant shut also, hotel shut also, but by and large, I think you will see this industry booming in years to come. So I think future is very, very bright
Great.
for those who want to take up uh, career in this opportunity. They see what is very important in this industry is I think uh, who should join.
Hmm.
Because it's not a race. The most important is when you say in hospitality, I think it's your personality, it's your various traits. You need to put that, you know, uh, uh, that you must have good communication skills.
Yeah.
Very, very important. Then they say that you need to have a, you know, professional knowledge is very, very
Hmm.
important, and then professional competence is very, very important if you want to be a successful leader. And being in the culinary, it's very important that you come with a, as they say, that you come with a very open-minded people who are ready to do hard work. You know, I
Yes.
mean, of course, perseverance.
Yeah.
Then they say, of course, you need, passion is very important.
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
In this industry, unless you have passion, you cannot, join this industry, especially the
Absolutely.
culinary. If you think that you want a clean job, you want a suited job, then this is not the line,
Yeah.
right? Here you got to work in front of very odd hours, very odd, you know, heat, lot of water. So everything you have to, unless you have passion, just like a doctor,
Mm.
you know, you have to be passionate about what this profession, and then comes is the people who have positive attitude and people who have resilience.
Mm.
People who are, they are resilient and agile.
Mm.
These two are very, very important in this.
Absolutely.
Because in this industry, people who have negative attitude, people who are very perturbed, they,
Mm.
they don't uh, they don't get along here.
Yeah.
No, this industry is not meant for this industry, but people who have a very flexible approach, positive approach, because they are taught. First sentence they tell you, guest is always right, even if he is wrong.
Mm.
Guest is always right.
Yes, you always right. Yes.
So,
Absolutely.
yeah, so he may be wrong.
Mm.
Mr. Rachit Mathur may be wrong, but he's always right because he's a
Always.
guest.
Yes.
So,
Absolutely.
so that you need patience, you need that thing. It took me a lot of time to understand it. It's all about passion, the genuine you must have, because unless you have that, you cannot be a successful chef. You
Absolutely.
need to have a very creative mind in today's world, very creative mind. It's not meant for industry who says it's a babu nokri that you come in the morning, go in the evening
Yeah.
at time. It's not meant for those people.
Mm.
Here there are sacrifices. A man's right before you has made enormous sacrifices. You see.
Mm.
Likewise, you
Mm.
to achieve what you have achieved today as Richard Mather.
Mm.
So I think it's very, very important that, which I always tell them, that don't come here that you are going to be sitting on a chair like me.
Mm.
Yes, stage will come,
Absolutely.
but that stage, yeah, it takes time. You got to work hard. You got to, sacrifice. You got to be focused, as I said. You need positive attitude. You need that persona. Persona is very important. That which in leadership they say that persona means your own discipline, your character.
Mm.
Everything is important, which people don't realize. I keep telling them. I said, look, it's important that you and then nowadays new thing which I've started teaching them, Rachit, is that take care of your health.
Yeah. That's a
Yeah,
big.
which we ignored. Have a balance. Give time to yourself. As very rightly before opening of this session, you did say that why you are working 5 days a week.
Mm. Mm. Mm.
So it's very important that it's important for the long run that health is taken care of, because health becomes a big hazard
Yeah.
in time to come.
Absolutely.
So I think that work-life balance is very, very important. So having said that, again, the conclusion is this is a profession which demands a lot of back preaching, very hard work to
Yeah.
to yeah. It's not a cool job, as one would say that you sit on the chair and start dictating.
Absolutely. I think these are some, tips of gold, which I think, the people who are aspiring to be chefs would take it. And I think one of the very interesting element which you brought about was passion. I think, especially in this field, which is so dynamic, which is completely not not a mundane task that every day you have to come and do the same things. So I think your
Yeah.
mind alertness, your body alertness every day or every minute has to be at its peak for you to grow in this particular career. Uh, which brings me to my next question, sir. Since there are so many people whom you take care of, and as you said, it's a very demanding career. Also, the balance between work-life balance and everything. I think it's easier said than done because in this profession, you would want the team to be there when it's the world's holiday because that's when consumers will go out and eat. So how as a leader are you motivating the younger generation to be at the top of their game? So what are those some tips and tricks which you use to continuously motivate them?
Uh, it's very, very important though, as one of the key points to retain youth. I think uh, you know uh, I keep changing myself. I
Okay.
had you know I believe when I talk about resilience, it's very important. I think it's important that you look after them. Today you cannot have a very stubborn attitude. No, those days have gone today. Even maid working at your house will not stay on because you got to. It's give and take business. Uh, there was a time that uh, employees were never given their right. Today, every employer has realized that that big what you got to share that slice with your people also.
Yeah.
The moment you have that approach in you that look, he is also a human being.
Yeah.
He also needs to go home on time.
Hmm.
His my wife's birthday, his child's birthday. Uh, he has a medical problem. It's understanding them. Employee will never leave you. Never.
True. True.
I have realized you may pay them little less increment, but look after them, engage with them, listen to them,
Yeah.
understand their problems. Employee will never leave. Never. I have a record at the Meridien. People don't leave me here.
Wow.
Let me tell you. Though I've been here for many years, people don't leave me also.
Wow.
They
That's
don't.
amazing. That's a
Of course,
testament in today's
yeah,
time, especially.
I have people working for the last 30 years, 20 years, 25 years, 20 years, 10 years. Uh, of course, youth, there is a little turnover when they go abroad. And then again, you have to have that approach, let them go. And never stop anyone who resigns. I said,
Yeah.
please, you're getting a better job,
Please. Yeah.
go.
Yeah.
But if you're not getting a better job, you're going only for 1,000 rupees. That's where I counsel them that look, boy. So these things do work in retaining people. It's that confidence.
Absolutely.
I think after your father at home, when you give more work time at your workplace, actually,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So who is your main mentor? Is your boss.
Absolutely.
I tell them, I said, treat them as your brothers, treat them as your sisters, if they are girls chefs there, and keep them as your children. They will never go away. So that's something which really works you. Because in India, it does work, but the end of the day, of course, you've got to look after them on it.
Absolutely, absolutely, and I think kudos to your leadership style, because that's a testament that people from so long have been working with you, along with you. And I think one of the very interesting things is that a lot of times we as leaders or business owners forget to bring the human element in the business, and I think that's something which you in your leadership style has beautifully brought in understanding that yes, there's a lot of that the person is not just coming for monetary benefits, but they are coming for an overall experience. As employees, they're coming for an overall experience, they're coming for an overall ambience. They want to have the best of everything, but yes, be punished when it's needed, but be protected when it's needed, and be overall groomed. So it's exactly a replica of what we do at our homes, right? If we make a mistake, there are people who will scold us, they'll groom us and everything. So kudos to that, sir. Very interesting things, and I think we can probably do a very, very long session on just about youth in
One
hospitality
thing
industry.
I would like to tell the people, Kabir people, two things which I hate them, and they must learn it. Two things. Zero tolerance on quality and discipline can take you to become a good leader. It means
Absolutely.
that zero tolerance on quality and because that person knows that by working in an organization run by Mr. Sachin Mathur, they believe in quality and discipline.
Yes.
They look at it. No, no, no. Let me tell you one thing. Is one of the things. The moment you start compromising, the guy others say, "No, yeah, this is not the place to build career." Shiftz is a organization to build career because they believe in they believe in growth, they believe in quality, they believe in character, they believe in discipline.
Yes. Absolutely. So I think it's what you as leaders believe and translate to everybody out. That's a very, very important factor. Yes. So been following your work from a long, long time, and one of the very interesting things I always see in your videos, and you promoting and you actively talking about, is sustainability in food, sustainability in the kitchen. And I was seeing a lot of your videos in past where you basically have like a zero waste policy in your kitchen, where you are reusing the even the covers of vegetables, of fruits, and making them. So how important for you individually and as an organization is sustainability? How do you drive that, and how do you factor it in everybody at who is working with you? Because the usual attitude is कि यार मेरे को क्या फर्क पड़ रहा है, फेंक दो, कौन सा मेरा मेरा पैसा कौन से जा रहा है. But how do you ensure that what you firmly believe in is sustainability of food is being passed on to everybody down the chain, and how do you innovate sustainability also?
You see, this subject wasn't so much popular as much today. Reason being, you know what's happening in the world when you talk about hunger. You know, having been in industry for so many years, I thought why not to contribute a bit. It's a very huge subject, wastage, because what happens is that we have overlooked this over the year. We have refined our food. We have done so much of it, but one element which we have overlooked is avoiding wastage.
Absolutely.
Therefore, at this moment, when the world is focusing on environment, environment. So it is our duty, in whatever capacity we are, whether as a civilized person, a housewife, as a chef in particular, that we ensure that whatever we do does not impact environment. So we have started adopting sustainable cooking practices. Today we have technology available, right, which helps you save energy, water, and environment also.
Yes.
So one of the elements I picked up was that I saw a lot of wastage of food scraps. Food scraps, which are scraps are peels, stems, seeds.
Yes.
So I picked up that and did research, trial our recipes, and authored a book called Second Meals.
Oh, wow.
Upcycling, not recycling. Upcycling, there's a difference.
Yeah.
Upcycling scraps into a new ingredient, and from that ingredient we cook a dish called second meal.
Wow.
First we have already cooked. Let's say which carrot. We have already cooked carrot and done. But when you upcycle those peel and seeds and then into a nutrition ingredient, and then you make another dish. That's your second meal.
What an interesting concept, and what amazing terminology you have used. I'm really, really fascinated by it. Amazing.
So again, mindset now.
Yeah.
When you say, why are you doing this? Because you are saving food for the hungry. You are helping in, eliminate hunger a little bit. Even by doing this, even if you are able to help a little bit for hunger environment, it's a big contribution. It's a big world.
Yes.
Wastage is tremendous, you see.
Absolutely.
Incredible, you see, everywhere. So it took us little time. Again, that innovative skill, thinking beyond, thinking differently. So created 150 recipes, and I'm in the process of developing more recipes. And it's a very mindful cooking, which is that maximizing nutrition and minimizing waste is my caption.
Absolutely amazing, amazing. Wow. And I think since we are just running end of time for this particular session, but there are so many more things which I want to ask you. Probably we have to do another session soon with you, sir, because I think this 1 hour or this 45-minute session is not going to do justice to your years of experience and the wisdom which you are sharing. But since we are at the end of today's podcast, sir, one last thing which I wanted to ask you, what is that one or two guru mantra tips which you want to give to the chefs who are out there so that they obviously they learn a lot from you, but I think personally, sometimes what happens that then too, because you just mentioned something about healthy cooking, sometimes we see that what happens that in order to benefit on the taste part, they compromise on the health part. So what are your one or two tips to the young aspiring chefs or to chefs on how to balance both the things, and how to take it forward from there?
Yeah, I think it's very important because in my philosophy also I believe that freshness, I believe in quality,
Hmm.
and I need in nutrition.
Hmm.
It is our duty to that ensure that health people health is taken care
Hmm. Hmm.
of. It means that anything we prepare, make sure that we do not lose a nutrient part. That's my advice. If it's vegetables,
Hmm.
don't overcook.
Hmm.
By overcooking, you are killing their
Absolutely.
whatever it is. So likewise, uh, cook food keeping in mind the nutrient component.
Hmm. Hmm.
No,
Hmm. Yeah.
number two, make sure whatever you do, put in your 100%.
Absolutely.
Always cook from your heart
Yeah.
with attitude and love. That is my way. That's why I truly promote. Cook from heart or with heart,
Hmm.
with attitude, mean positive attitude.
Hmm.
And again, love what you do.
Amazing.
Success will be on your feet.
Amazing, amazing, amazing. Sir, I think I have had a very, very enriching experience in by talking to you. And unfortunately, time is short today. We'll have to end it. But sir, thank you so much for coming on board on today's podcast. There is so much to be learned from you. Even as consumers, I'm learning so much from you. And I think the audience would want definitely a repeat of this or a part two of this, which we'll plan in near future. But thank you so much for coming on board and educating us all and sharing your journey with
And
us.
my heartiest congratulations and good luck to Shifts. As I keep admiring you, that your achievements are incredible. Your vision, your hard work, I really commend your achievements and God bless you.
Thank you, sir.
Always welcome.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you. Thank you.